almost getting ready to get started. Dot, 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 dot. I need to do this. I have to connect, and let's connect. Wow. So this is like almost the end of summer, and it's crazy, you guys. Um, it's just insane. So I've taken a break from doing online Tech Talk Tuesdays and other things. And yeah, we're going to get started because September is rolling up and there's like a whole new quarter. I think it's the last quarter of the year, and it is just crazy. So for those of you out there listening on Metaverse Radio, welcome to Tech Talk Tuesday. I am Digital Femme, otherwise known as Carmen. But before we get started, let me just read this little disclaimer. So this program's content does not necessarily represent the views of Metaverse Radio and is for entertainment only. It is not legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. The hosts, guest speakers, artists, and other collaborators may have personal or financial interests in the subjects they discuss. Oh yeah, we do. So please critically assess the information presented. Not all content is appropriate for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. All right. So for those of you who don't know, I do have notes, especially for this particular Tech Talk Tuesday segment. And let me just pull it up. It's always good to bookmark your notes. So here's something interesting. I'm really excited for this segment because I've never had guests before where they're dynamic, what is kind of like different from all the other guests, and you'll get to know why in a bit. So let me just explain quickly. So for the month of August, I've decided to take like a break. However, I really wanted to get back into the groove of things, especially before September hits, right? So here we are. Now, I told you about these guests. To me, they're really two unique guests. Unique in the sense that they're actually a couple. Okay, for me, I see them as partners at the forefront of an emerging Web3 technology called DePIN. Now, DePIN is, if you don't know, Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network. So I also work for Over the Reality. It's a spatial web platform that allows anyone to create AR experiences over the physical world, in addition to hosting the Map the World in 3D campaign. Now, before we get started, I know you want to know who this couple is that's, like at the forefront of emerging Web3 technology, but let me just go over quickly what DePIN is just to set the base and the foundation. So DePIN really refers to a network or system where physical infrastructure like hardware or real-world resources is owned and operated by a decentralized group of individuals. And yes, I'm reading this off. Or entities rather than a single centralized organization. Now, in a DePIN model, participants contribute the resources, such as devices, sensors, or storage space, to the network, and they are incentivized, often through tokens or cryptocurrency rewards for their participation. Now, this decentralized approach can make infrastructure more resilient, it reduces costs, and create new opportunities for individuals to earn from their contributions to the network. All right, so here we go. A few months ago, Over launched a content creator program, right, that's centered around 3D mapping. And so with me today are actually two of Over's power mappers. Now, and they are, oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'd really like to welcome Strawberry and Decentral Chad, or I'm going to call him Brover. Actually, I'm going to ask him if I should just call him Brover.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you heard him. But I have Strawberry and Brover here. So hi, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. How are you both?
Oh, Strawberry Cake should start. Maybe allow us to speak. She sent her request. She sent her request to talk, but she still cannot talk. Can you allow her to speak?
Yeah, I sent her a request. It could always be, Twitter X and Elon. No worries. Oh, here we go. I think I've got her coming back up. Let me see. Yes, this is how it is with this social audio. It's fine. We just roll with it. And if you don't know, people who are familiar with Twitter X Spaces, this often happens. But it is what it is. It is technology. Let me see. Let's invite her again.
Yeah, I canceled it on her phone and activated it again.
Okay, that's perfect. And one thing to fix is always if Strawberry, if you kind of like leave the space and then you join, that kind of like resets whatever bug is happening on Twitter X. That's insane. But yeah, so we're live streaming on Metaverse Radio. I know you guys haven't heard from me in a while. I'm excited to just really kick off with these two unique special guests. And yeah, I have like a whole bunch of questions that I want to ask them. And I'm sure you will be, you'll be keen on hearing what they have to say. And we're just going to.
She left and she joined back.
Oh, good, good. Perfect. I do want to say a shout out to Hexadized. Hi, Hex. So good to see you. Stilo. Hi, Stilo. Thank you so much for that interview yesterday. Okay, I'm going to do a little shill. So, Stilo started a podcast called Momentum. It's Moment M. And he launched his inaugural episode yesterday. So, please follow Stilo and you will get to see him interviewing somebody that you all know. Arhexa, thank you so much, Arhexa. Hi, Expo T. Nice to see you. And Crypto Lavish. Ooh, Crypto Lavish. Now I see Strawberry, and I'm going to invite her to speak. Da da da. How's Lua? Oh, here she is. She comes.
Nah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna activate the sound on my computer so she can hear you, not only in my headset, and she can talk in the microphone.
Yes, please. And at least she's up there. Perfect, perfect.
Well, I should always scream in the back.
Yeah, you. Oh.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Carmen.
Hello. Oh my God, I hear you so clearly. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. How are you guys after all this tech thing? Oh my gosh, I know. Listen, Strawberry, it's so good to have you on and to finally get to hear you. Oh no, you're welcome. I'm so glad that you're on and I finally get to hear your voice. You know, I'm really honored that Tech Talk Tuesday is actually your first Twitter X space that you're speaking at, is it? Hang on, she's kind of like, let's see if she can get her speaker. Come on, X, Twitter X, you can work. Are we still in Mercury retrograde? That's the thing, you guys, if you don't know. It really is. Okay, she dropped down, but I'm going to see if I can. If you're speaking, Strawberry, I'm not able to hear you. I did before.
Yeah, she can speak.
Okay.
Let's do it from his laptop, and anytime we want to speak, he's going to turn on his microphone because it doesn't connect. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not doing.
No, that's fine. I think Hexadize and I had a little bit of that issue when we did a live stream and we had to like do different configurations. So totally understandable. So I just wanted to say that I'm honored that this Tech Talk Tuesday is actually your first Twitter X space that you're speaking at. Is it?
First ever anything.
Oh, and I love.
I feel so important right now. I'm being interviewed. Thank you very much.
Oh no, you're welcome. It's especially when was it a few months ago or last or 2 months ago, we were watching the leaderboard from Over and we were wondering who is the Strawberry. And it's so good to finally get to connect with you. I really love it. This is really something, having you both. I gotta ask, Brover, did it take a lot of coaxing to get Strawberry to agree to joining?
No, not at all.
Maybe I should answer this one.
Okay.
Explain to me what it's like, and all I heard was travel, and I'm like, I'm in.
Oh my! Oh my God, I love it. Okay. Can each one of you tell the listeners a little about yourselves? Now, you only need to share what you feel comfortable with in sharing. But let's start with Brover.
So, the thing is, we started traveling in end of 2019. We couldn't know the future. So for us, it was a good time for us, and we started traveling through Asia, and also Australia and New Zealand, and then COVID happened. So we were in Southeast Asia at that time, and we got stuck there. And we stayed for 2 years in Southeast Asia, and we were kind of bored traveling. And you're spending money when you're traveling, and you're not making any money. So we came back to Europe. We didn't want to come back to our home country, and we chose Portugal. And there I started to do a normal job from home, customer service, and then I found OVR.
Oh, so that was in 2019.
I found OVR this year, like in May.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I have some questions for that. Okay, wow. Okay, I didn't know. Strawberry, how about you?
Me personally, I'm a yoga teacher, which also threw me into the Instagram 2016, doing poses on the street, So that's why I'm kind of comfortable in walking around in circles and napping right now. It doesn't feel cringe because I'm like, yeah, it can be worse than doing a handstand on the street.
You know what? I would love to see that. I would love to see you incorporate a type of yoga pose while you're mapping. And I know you know what? I don't need to prompt you. I feel like you've already have that planned. I just can't wait for that to get posted. Okay. Thanks guys for sharing. Okay, let's get started. Okay, question 1. I'm going to direct this at Brover. I know he kind of explained how he found out about Over, but I'm going to say, Brover, oh my God, Brover, is that intentional, Brover? Is this like the bro of Over? I just realized that.
I found it out. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. I just realized okay, that's perfect. Oh my God. Okay, Brover, can you explain how you got started with mapping in 3D using Over's dpin and map2earn? And more importantly, what initially attracted you to this technology?
Yeah, so it's easy to understand. I'm very on chain, as you could say, in DeFi, in decentralized finance. So I was hunting airdrops. Like every crypto enthusiast, we just we interact with as many protocols as possible, and we check all the decentralized projects. And like I told you, I started interacting with Ethermail, which seemed cool. We try to replace every centralized system that we see with something decentralized, and Ethermail seemed like a good candidate for email. And they had their little program of read to earn. You open an ad in your mailbox and you get points, and later you could receive an airdrop, right? And Over the Reality was one of them. So I checked it really quick, and at the time, still now, I was finding an airdrop, but with a limited amount of time, it's very frustrating because you don't know how much you're gonna get and what you have to do exactly. You're missing out on a lot of things, and usually you end up very frustrated because you're not getting paid that much. And I wanted something that would reward me for the job I was doing, directly. And Over the Reality was just perfect for that. I did my due diligence and I started checking the project, and I started my first maps, and I withdrew to see if it worked, and so that's how the adventure started.
Oh my gosh, I think that's a perfect explanation for how and why you got into map2earn, especially when you compare it to the awards the rewards you get from airdrops. I'm glad because I'm glad it's recorded too, because we can totally get a snippet, right? Our I know our Hexa has given a thumbs up. Oh, I want to do a shout out to Corba, Conrad, hi Elias, Alex Netz is in the house, so is John. Thank you so much for joining. And Conjilla, you know what? I think we're going to play a Conjilla song at the end. Let's see if he allows us. This is amazing. Okay, I'm going to go with question 2. Now, because the DPIN model invites participants to contribute their resources, like to the network, like in this case of Over's map2earn, you use your mobile phone, the mobile phone sensors and storage space, and are incentivized with Over tokens. Can any one of both of you tell me what are some of the key benefits you've experienced using DPIN and map2earn? Like how does earning Over token rewards incentivize your mapping efforts?
Yeah, I mean, when we started, we did I had a vacation. I was doing my 9 to 5 at home, and I took 3 weeks of vacation to. We traveled through Portugal for 2 weeks, and we spent kind of a lot of money because we were also with my sister, and we didn't want to annoy her with the mapping, so we just traveled for some time, and we went to restaurants. We spent a lot of money on that, because traveling is not free. And after we left her, we could really get to it and start mapping. And guess what? The 3 times reward started at this exact time. I mean, 1 or 2 days, give or take. And so we kept going. We kept going for the last week of my vacation, my paid vacation, and we withdrew $3,000
with profit. Yeah.
Yeah. So the vacation was totally paid.
And it also sends us to places we would have not considered going.
Yeah, so
discovering such a beautiful country, because everyone who thinks about Portugal thinks Porto, Lisbon, maybe the beach, right? But we've been to Tomar and other cities. Tomar really surprised me because it's such a small town, and it was made by the Templars, the Templar Knights. It's so beautiful, so peaceful. I really want to go back there. So yeah, discovering new places you would have not thought about.
Yeah. So
and making money.
Yeah. So at some point, I got back at my job, and I was starting to do research because I was like, okay, let's see what are the most profitable places to go, even if you book a hotel and you stay there for some time. So we decided to go to Vigo, which wasn't too far, like maybe a 2-hour-and-a-half
places
drive.
to go, even
if you
book a hotel and you stay there for some time. So we decided to go to Vigo, which wasn't too far, like maybe a 2-hour-and-a-half
so
drive.
we understood what we wanted. We found something.
And
so so 2 months later, when we knew that the three times reward was becoming permanent, I just quit my job. I was working in customer service.
2 months later,
you work for 8
when
hours, stay in the same room, talking to angry customers. And I mean, what was the point? What was the point? You have to choose between traveling and discovering places, working at your own pace, and whenever you want, not having to clock in at specific time, and having to do something for someone else, having angry customers all the time, always showing empathy. Here, you just work at your own terms, and you visit at the same time. Just amazing.
And having to do something
for
someone else, having
hold on, oh my goodness, like everything that both of you just said, like to me that's incredible. But like that's amazing because this whole use case for like DPIN, like not only are you taking ownership of the 3D maps that you are mapping, and eventually like they're turning into NFTs, but in this particular case, I know you're giving it back to the platform over the reality, and that's how they reward you. But I really cannot like wow, it's kind of mind-blowing that you could just go around, travel, spend time together, see places, and at the same time this is like it's enough to make a living ish. Like I get it, like you're not going to be living in a $1 million loft, like I don't know, but to me this is like fantastic. Okay. Okay, guys, for those of you in the audience, I just want to do a shout out to Thors. Hey Thors, nice to see you here. Hi Curatory, nice to see you. And yeah, DigiFemNets.
Oh,
That's
it
me.
is.
I'm just
Okay, guys,
anyway.
for those
I
of you in
want
the audience,
to
I just want to do a shout out to
let's okay
Stores. Hey,
for those of you who
Stores,
want to
nice
ask
to see you
questions
here.
later. There's
Hi,
definitely going to be time for
Purgatory,
that.
nice
But
to
let's
see
get on
you.
to question
And yeah,
3.
DigiFemNets. That's me.
Okay,
I'm just
I
anyway.
personally have
I
not
want
done a lot of
to
mapping. Like in
let's
fact,
okay. For
I
those
can
of you who
count
want to
like
ask
the
questions
number of
later,
times
there's
I've mapped
definitely going
like
to be
on my
time for that.
hands,
But let's get on to
and
question
just like using my fingers.
3.
Now at the time,
Okay,
I know
I
when I
personally have
started,
not
it
done a lot of
it wasn't
mapping.
easy for
Like
me.
in
I'm not gonna
fact,
lie.
I can
Like
count
it was,
like
even
the
though
number
it
of
looked
times
so
I've
easy.
mapped
Like I
on
see
my
you guys,
hands,
I see Elias.
and just like
He has
using
a
my
drone
fingers.
following
Now
him,
at the
so you get to
time,
see
I
how. Oh,
know
that's
when
all
I
you do. Like
started,
I could do
it
that.
wasn't
Go
easy
around
for
in
me. I'm not gonna
circles.
lie.
But
Like it
now
was,
it
even though
wasn't
it
for
looks
me.
so easy.
Now
Like I
I
see you
want to ask
guys,
the
I see
both of you.
Elias.
Were there
He
any
has a drone
challenges any
following
of
him,
you
so
like
you
have
get to see that.
encountered
Oh,
while
that's all you
mapping
do. Like
different
that's
areas
I can do
around
that.
Europe?
Go around in
Like, and if
circles.
so,
But
how
no,
have these
it wasn't for
experiences
me.
shaped your
Now, I want to
understanding
ask the both
and
of you,
usage of 3D
were there
mapping
any
technology?
challenges any of you like have encountered while mapping different
The
areas
only
around
challenge
Europe?
I would
Like, and
say
if
are the
so,
people.
how have these experiences shaped your
Because they
understanding
are
and
drawn to
usage
the
of
fact
3D
that you
mapping
are
technology?
walking in circles with your phone.
The
And
only challenge I
it's
would
like
say
makes them
the
dumb
people,
and they just stop in front of your camera.
because
I also
they are
try
drawn
to think
the fact
about
that you
from their
are
point of view,
walking in
right?
circles
Let's
with
assume
the
they don't
phone,
know what you're doing. You're just
and
a regular
it's
tourist.
like makes
But they
them
stop
dumb, and
exactly
they just
in
stop
front of
in
your
front of
camera.
your camera.
And
Because I
then
also
you
try
cannot
to
move
think
because
about
when you're
from their
moving,
point of view.
the app is taking
Let's
pictures,
assume they don't know what you're doing.
which
They're
then
just a
become
regular
blurry
tourist, but they
because
stop
the app has
exactly in
to
front of your
delete
camera.
those people.
And
Right?
then you cannot move.
So you just stop there
because
and
when
you
you're
wait for them
moving,
to move or
the app is
whatever.
taking
So I would
pictures,
say, yeah,
which
it's
then
the
become
people.
blurry because the
And
app
you
has
just try to work on your
delete
patience, which
those
for me
people,
is a little
right?
bit more difficult.
So you just
For
stop
Grover,
there and
it's
you wait for
easier.
them to move or
I'm a
whatever.
little bit more
So I would say,
judgmental.
yeah,
Like, what are you doing?
the people.
Oof. It
You
is
just
what
try
it
to
is.
work on your patience.
I'm
which for me
laughing
is
because
just a
that's
little
how
bit
I
more
am. Like I
difficult.
know I
For
told the story
Grover,
with
it's
Elias, and I
easier.
was telling him
I'm a little
like
bit
people
more
were in front of me, and I was
judgmental.
literally
What
going,
are you
"Yeah, what do you
doing?
want?" Like like I was like staring at
It
them
is
with
what
my
it is.
puffed out chest, like
I'm
ready to
laughing
fight. Like
because
get the
that's
hell
how
in my
I
way.
am. Like
That's
I
hilarious.
told the story with
My God,
Elias, and I was telling him
Strawberry,
like
thank you for
people were
sharing
in
that
front of me, and I was
experience. What
literally
about you,
going, yeah, what do
Brofer?
you want? Like like I was like
So
staring at them with my
the thing is,
puffed out
it's
chest,
all
like
about
ready to fight.
planning.
Like get the hell in
You
my
know,
way. That's hilarious.
so
My God,
you
Strawberry,
might be
thank you for sharing
interested
that experience.
in
What about you,
some
Brofer?
places that you see on the map. Oh my God, I see
So the
thousands.
thing is, it's all
You know,
about
number
planning.
1,000 on the city.
You know,
And
so
if you do a little bit of research, you're gonna see
you
that,
might be
for
interested
example, that
in
place is actually
some
a commercial
places that you
center.
see on the map. Oh my
And
God, I see
the GPS is
thousands.
not working well because
You know,
it's a
number 1,000 on
private
the city.
property and you cannot
But
go
if you do
there.
a little bit of research,
So
you're gonna see that,
you gotta
for example,
have
that place is
when
actually
you
a
do your
commercial
research, you
center.
gotta have multiple tabs. You
And
have
the
Google Maps
GPS is
and
not
you have
working well.
your
Or
mobile
it's a
app where you
private
see where
property
the
and you
rewards are.
cannot
So
go
if
there.
you see a
So
nice cluster,
you gotta
just open Google
have
Maps. You
when you
put
do
the
research, you gotta have multiple
street
tabs. You
view,
have
you put
maps
the
and you
satellite
have
view,
your
and you check
mobile
how
app
it
where you
looks like.
see where the results
And
are. So if you
sometimes
see
you might
a
have
nice
good
cluster,
surprises,
you
but
just open
you don't
Google
want to
Maps,
let
you
things
put
surprise you. You know, if
the street view,
if you're
you
using
put
your
the
car,
satellite
if
view,
you do a
and you
long
check
trip,
how it looks
you
like.
want to
And
know what to expect. For example,
sometimes you might have
I mean,
good surprises, but you don't want
we're
to
gonna
let
mention
things
it
surprise
later.
you.
I think
You know,
we
if
went to
you do,
Paris.
if you're
You
using
know,
your
like
car, if you do
1,600
a long
kilometers,
trip,
because it was
you
one of
wanna
the best
know what to
clusters
expect.
in
For
the
example,
world.
I mean,
Several places
we're
where
gonna
you could
mention
map
it
for
later. I think we went to
$3.
Paris,
Really, it was
like
$3, and
1,600
every
kilometers
spot
because
was
it was
next to each other.
one of the best
So it was
clusters
really great.
in the
But
world.
when we arrived
Several
there,
places
I think
where you could
just
map
before
for
July. And guess what?
$3. Really, it
Paris was
was
starting
$3,
to
and every spot
plan
was next to each
for
other.
the
So
Olympic
it was
Games.
great. But
So the best
when
spot,
we arrived there, I think
as example, the
just
best spot
before
was
July.
a
And
park
guess what?
which called
Paris
Champs,
was starting
which
to
is just in front of the
plan
Eiffel Tower.
for
It's
the
just the
Olympic
best
Games.
opportunity. A
So the
park
best spot
where you get a map. It's just the best.
as example, the
But
best spot was park which called
and we started putting
which is just in front of the
stadiums,
Eiffel
and
Tower.
nobody could get
It's just
in.
the best opportunity.
Of course, there were a lot of other places we were
where
safe,
you
but
can
you could
map.
still
It's
make
just
a lot
the
of
best.
money.
But
yeah,
everything was
you
felt.
gotta
And we
get
started
informed
putting,
on the situation. What's
stadiums,
happening
and
right now?
nobody could
Is
get
there
in. Of
an
course, there were a
event
lot of
there?
other
Are
places
they
we were
blocking
safe.
roads?
You could still make a lot of money.
For example, you
yeah,
might also
you gotta
be
get
attracted by the fact that
informed on
it's
the
Sunday
situation.
and
What's
they're blocking
happening
the
right now?
road.
Is
Because
there
so people could
an
walk
event
freely on the
there?
road,
Are
they're
they
blocking
blocking
traffic.
roads?
But it's a
For
false good
example,
idea.
you might
Because
also be
when you go
attracted by
on
the
a
fact that
street
it's
that's
Sunday
not traffic,
and that
everybody's
road,
flocking in, and
because
all
so
your maps.
people
So that's
could
what
walk
happened to us.
freely on the
There was
road,
the
they
bridge
block
in
the
front of the
traffic.
Eiffel Tower.
But it's
We did
it's a false good
a
idea,
bunch of
because
maps,
when
and
you go
almost
on a
everything
street that is
got
blocked for
refused
traffic,
because too many people
everybody's
were passing
flocking
in front of
and
us,
all
even
your
though we
maps.
were
So that's
very
what happened
careful.
to us. There was the bridge in front
People
of the
with
Eiffel
balloons
Tower.
as well,
We
because it's
did
very
a bunch
aesthetically
of
pleasing
maps,
to
and
have pictures
almost
with your balloons in
everything
front of the
got
Eiffel
refused
Tower.
because too
But
many
we were
people
waking
were
up
passing in
at
front
like
of us,
5
even
a.m.
though we were
to try to get there before
People
the
with
flock of
balloons as well,
tourists.
because it's very
Wow, guys. I
aesthetically
mean,
pleasing to
I
have
love it.
pictures with
The
your balloons in front of
logistics.
the Eiffel
Wow.
Tower.
So
But
it's
we
not
were
just
waking up at
taking,
like
it's
5
not just
a.m.
heading out with
to
your
try to
backpack
get
or
there
whatever, your
before
hat
the
for
flock
sun
of
protection, like
tourists.
I don't know, and you
Wow,
know, like
guys.
downloading
I
the over
mean,
app and
I
finding
love it.
an
The
area to map and go
logistics.
around in circles.
Wow. So
There's
it's not
actually
just taking,
logistics and
it's
a
not just
strategy
heading out with your
involved. I
backpack
love
or
that. I
whatever,
love
your
how
hat
you
for sun protection, like
explained
I don't know,
that, like how you
you
had
know,
to
like
do
downloading the
research
over
first,
app and
and
finding
then
an
the
area to map
actual
and go around some
when you
circles.
actually got
There's
there in the
actually
physical
logistics
location,
and a
there were
strategy
factors
involved.
affecting that.
I love
And
how
so it's
you
good to know
explained
what events are
that,
going
like how you
on,
had to do
like city
research
road
first,
closures
and
and
then
why.
the
Thank you very
actual
much for explaining
when you
that.
actually
I
got there in
know
the physical
now, I
location,
have to
there were
mention
factors
Leis and our
affecting
Hexa
that.
down
And
in the
so it's good
listeners.
to
They're
know what
actually one
events are
of
going
Over's
on,
power
like city
mappers.
road
And
closures and
Elias had
why.
gone
Thank you
to
very much for
visit
explaining
our
that. I
Hexa
know
in
now I
in
have
the
to
United
mention
Kingdom.
Leis and our
And they were
Hexa
kind of
down in
like
the listeners.
a
They're
mapping
actually one
couple,
of
I would say.
Over's power
And they kind
mappers.
of like
And
partnered up. And I
Elias
know
had
that
gone
I think in
to
one of the Twitter
visit
spaces
our
that
Hexa
Elias has
in
hosted,
in the
or
United
oh
Kingdom.
no, I think I
And they were
was
kind of
privy
like
to
a
being
mapping
on
couple, I would
like
say.
a video
And they
chat
kind of like
with our
partnered up. And I
Hexa and
know that I
Elias,
think in one
and
of the
they
Twitter spaces that
actually like
Elias has
explained kind of like
hosted,
their strategy.
or
Or I
oh
know
no,
our
I think I
Hexa
was
said the same
privy
thing.
to
Like he opened up
being
the
on
maps, you
like
know,
a video
they
chat
figured
with
out
our
what the
Hexa and
best
Elias,
areas were
and
and
they
which
actually like
areas had
explained kind of
like
like
the
their
highest
strategy. Or I know
rewards.
our
And then
Hexa
they
said
kind
the
of like
same thing.
divvied that
Like
up.
he opened up the
So
maps,
wow,
you
so there's
know,
logistics and
they
strategy
figured
involved. Like
out
it's
what the
interesting.
best
I mean, of
areas
course
were
there would be,
and
but you wouldn't
which
think so
areas
until
had
you got
like the
really into
highest
it.
rewards.
Okay,
And then they
question
kind of
4.
like divvy
Da,
that
da,
up.
da.
So
Let's talk
wow, so
about
there's
your
logistics and strategy
relationship.
involved. Like it's
I hope you don't
interesting.
mind.
I mean, of course
Now
there
it's
would be,
one
but you wouldn't
thing
think so
to be in
until
a
you
personal
got really
relationship
into
with
it.
someone, right?
Okay,
And all
question
that
4.
entails.
Da,
But
da,
it's
da.
another thing
Let's
to
talk about your
be business partners.
relationship.
Okay,
I hope you don't
now
mind.
that
Now it's one
now
thing
that involves
to
like being
be in a
business
personal
partners involves like
relationship
a
with someone,
whole other
right?
dimension
And
to me.
all that entails.
However,
But it's another
partners
thing
in
to
mapping
be
the
to be
world,
business
I want to
partners.
know what
Okay,
that's like.
now
Okay, so the
that
question is,
now that like being business
how
partners
is working
involves like a
together
whole other
on this
dimension to me.
project
However,
affected your
partners
relationship
in mapping the
dynamics?
world,
Like
I
have
want
you
to know what
noticed any
that's like.
changes
Okay,
or
so the
growth in
question
your
is,
teamwork and communication skills?
how is working together
I mean,
on this
we're
project
together again now
affected your
all the time
relationship
because I'm not
dynamics?
isolating myself
Have you
anymore
noticed any
in my room
changes or
by
growth in
doing
your teamwork and
my job
communication
on
skills?
my own. We are working together.
We're
And
together
that's,
again now all the time because I'm not
we have
isolating
improved
myself
a lot of
anymore
things like
in my room
communication.
by
Because
doing
when you're mapping in
my job
team,
on
in
my
a
own.
party, like
We
Elias would
are
say,
working together,
communication is
but
key. There's nothing more frustrating
we
than
have
discovering
improved
that
a
you
lot of
both
things
map the same
like
place.
communication, because when you're mapping in team
So,
in a party,
but-
like
but
Elias would say,
First, thanks to the app
communication
updates
is key.
from
Right?
devs,
There's nothing
we can
more
see
frustrating than
which
discovering that you both
place
map the
has
same
been mapped
place.
Which
on a
did
personal
happen.
level. So every 10
So,
or 20 maps
but
we check
first, thanks to the app update
each other's maps
from,
and we see what
from
we've
devs,
done.
we can
And
see which
of course,
Meaning we
place has
screenshot
been mapped on a personal
and we
level.
send
So
it through WhatsApp.
every
So
10
even
or
if we
20
have the
maps, what we do,
distance,
we
we
check
communicate through WhatsApp.
each other's maps and we
And
see
this
what
way
we've
we
done.
can see, okay,
And
he did that,
of
I
course-
did
Meaning
that.
we
So
screenshot
this way we can join
we send
together
it through
and
WhatsApp.
finish the maps.
So even
like
if we
Pac-Man.
have the distance, we communicate.
Yeah, exactly.
through
Speed up
WhatsApp.
everything.
So
And
where
this
we
way
are the
we can
most
see,
efficient
okay, he
is
did
when
that,
we
I
work
did
next next to each other. We work on two lines, but next to each other. So we are at a speaking distance. And every time
when we are the most efficient is when we work next to each other. We work on two lines, but are next to each other. So we are at a speaking distance. And every time one of us does one, then we tell the other one which one we are doing.
is key.
Or we just send it via
I
message
think it's
if
going.
it's not at a walking distance.
Oh my God, that's
So,
great. Okay,
but
come
we have
on,
to
you
do it
guys. I
all
know,
the
Brover,
time,
you said I
because
think
if
it's going
not,
pretty well. Have
we
there,
simply
I'm just going to
step in
ask, you don't have to answer, but
So,
come on. Has there
communication
been
is
any
key,
times where you
I
maybe
think
had an
it's great.
argument because of
Oh my
like
God,
like
that's
related
great.
to
Okay, come
mapping?
on, you guys. I know, Brover, you said I think it's
No,
going
not
pretty
really.
well.
I
Have
mean,
there,
I would
I'm
say
just going
that
to
I'm
ask, you
more
don't have to answer, but
methodical.
come on.
If I
Has there
have,
been any times
before
where you
when we
maybe had an
arrive on a spot,
argument
right?
because of
We
like
both open the
related to
apps,
mapping?
we check next to each other, and
No,
I'm
not
like,
really.
okay, I do this
I mean, I would
half,
say
you
that
do
I'm
the
more
other half.
methodical.
I'm
If
very
I have,
methodical. I like to
before
go
we,
in a
when we
line,
arrive on a spot,
clean up the
right?
space.
We both
But
open
he
the
kind
apps,
of gets
we
lost
check next to each
in the
other, and
mapping,
I'm like,
so he
okay, I
goes
do this
zigzag.
half, you do
That's
the
why
other half.
usually he's the
I'm
one who's
very
doing my
methodical.
maps,
I like to go
and then
in
I'm
a
like,
line,
yo, bro,
clean
what you
up the
doing?
space,
You know,
but he
on
kind of
WhatsApp.
gets lost
But it's
in
okay.
the mapping,
It's
so
just,
he goes
it's not
zigzag.
really an important
That's why
thing.
usually
No.
he's the one who's doing my map.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like,
We've
yo, bro,
always been a
what you
team
doing?
since the beginning of
You know,
our world
on
travel,
WhatsApp.
so it's not a
But
big
it's
deal.
okay. It's
Oh my
just,
God, I love
it's
that.
not really
I wonder,
an important thing.
Strawberry, let's see if you
You
can
know,
just join again if you don't
we
mind.
are a
Come and
team.
see if
We've
Twitter
always
X
been a team
works.
since the
Like I'd
beginning
love for
of
you to
our
log
world
on
travel, so it's
on
not a big
on
deal.
your mobile phone. Let's
Oh
just
my
see.
God,
Let's
I
just
love
try it.
that.
But if not,
I
then we'll
wonder,
just do this. I do
Strawberry,
want to
let's see
see
if you can
your
just join
PFP
again if you don't
personally.
mind. Come
I
and
also
see
want to
if
take
if
a
Twitter
time
X
to do a
works.
shout out
Like, I'd
to
love for you to log
Sosa
on
on Nets.
on
Thank
your
you for
your
joining,
mobile
and
phone.
Rick
Let's
the
just see. Let's
Ruler's
just try it.
here.
But if not, then we'll
And
just do this.
Easy.
I
I
do
know
want
you
to see
wanted
your
to you
PFP
requested to speak
personally.
easy.
I also
Ooh,
want to take
speak
a
easy.
time to do a
I know
shout
you
out
wanted
to
to speak.
Sosa
I
on
will
Nets.
remember to.
Thank you for
Yeah,
joining, and Rick the
woohoo!
Ruler's
You did it.
here.
Okay.
And
Now
Easy,
here's
I
the
know you wanted
challenge, you
to
guys.
you
Here's the
requested to speak
challenge. You guys
easy.
need to separate because of mic
I
feedback.
know you wanted to speak.
There you
I
go.
will remember.
Oh yeah, there you go. I know, but yay, she's here.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Now
I love it. I love
challenge,
it.
you guys.
Okay,
Here's the
so
challenge.
Easy.
You
I
guys
know
need
that
to
you requested
separate
the
because
mic
of
to speak.
mic
I'll
feedback.
definitely bring you back on, but
There
let's
you
just
go.
get
Oh
through
yeah,
this.
there
Okay.
you go. I know,
Thank
but
you for if
yay,
you guys
she's
wanted to
here.
add anything
Woohoo!
more about your
I love it. I
relationship,
love it.
please feel free.
Okay,
But I'm
so
gonna tell
Easy,
you
I know that
guys,
you requested
when
the
I found
mic
out
to
about the
speak.
mapping,
I'll
like this was
definitely bring you back
before
on, but
Over did any rewards thing,
through
right?
this. Okay.
I think it was like
Thank you for, if you
last year.
guys
I
wanted to add
literally, so
anything
I
more
live
about
in the
your
middle of
relationship,
Canada. I
please
dox
feel
myself
free. But
all
I'm
the
gonna
time. I
tell
don't
you
really care.
guys,
Nobody's gonna come
when
out
I
and kill
found
me.
out
Who
about the
cares?
mapping, like
I
this
live
was
in
before
Saskatoon in the middle
Over
of
did any rewards
Canada,
thing, right?
and
I think it was
it's
like
a very
last year. I
small city.
literally, so I live in the middle of
And
Canada. I
they're
dox
techie, but
myself all
they're
the time. I
not.
don't really care. Nobody's
They're
gonna
not.
come out and kill me.
Everybody
Who
says they're
cares?
like 15
I
years
live in
behind. So
Saskatoon
like,
in
what
the
the
middle
fuck, right?
of
So
Canada,
I
and
literally went on
it's a very
Reddit
small city.
and I went to like a
And
number of
they're techie,
Saskatoon
but
like
they're not.
groups,
They're
and
not.
I
Everybody says
literally
they're like
kind of
15
said
years
hi.
behind. So like, what the
Is
fuck,
anybody
right?
out there
So
interested
I
in
literally went on
or
Reddit
know about
and I
augmented
went to like
reality?
a number of
There's the Over
Saskatoon
app
like
and blah.
groups,
Basically, I was looking
and
for a
I
partner.
literally kind of said
Like I
hi.
wanted a partner
Is
to
anybody
map
out
with
there
me
interested
to
in
be like my
or you know
Instagram
about
husband.
augmented reality? There's the
Or I
Over
could be their
app and
Instagram
basically
like
I was looking for
temporary
a
wife
partner.
or partner. You know what I mean?
Like I
Because I
wanted
wanted
a
to create
partner
videos for
to
Over
map with
to
me
show
to be
what
like
mapping is, and it's
my
exactly what
Instagram
you guys are
husband.
doing, and it's exactly what Elias is
Or I
doing,
could be
where
their
he's getting
Instagram
his
like temporary wife or
what is it?
partner. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to create videos
His
for
hover
Over to
AI
show what
drone
mapping
to
is, and it's
follow him to
exactly what
show, and
you
it's
guys are
exactly
doing.
what
It's
Arhexa
exactly what
did
Elias
when
is
he
doing,
was
where he's
video
getting his
taping Elias
what is
going
it?
in circles in front of like a
His
like a car
hover AI
a
drone
car
to
dealership. Like I
follow him
wanted
to
to
show, and it's
capture that like
exactly what
last
Arhexa
year,
did
but
when he was
nobody,
video
no
taping
takers. So
Elias going
well,
in
I'm
circles
just
in
gonna
front of
live
like a car
live it through you
you know
guys.
a car
Okay.
dealership. Like I wanted to
Okay, let's get to
capture that
question
like
5. We're
last
already
year, but
past
nope,
half the hour,
nobody,
so I think
no
I'm
takers.
doing good pace
So
here.
oh well,
I'm just so
I'm
glad
just
that
gonna live
Strawberry is here, has a speaker,
lives
and we
it
could
through
see her
you guys.
PFP.
Okay,
All
okay.
right. Question
Okay, let's get
5,
to
guys.
question
Let's
5. We're
talking
already
about
past
technology.
half the
And
hour,
you know,
so I
when we
think
always
we're
talk about
doing good pace
technology,
here.
we
I'm
always
just so
bring setting
glad
up
that
like the
Strawberry
future
is here,
of,
has
and
this
I'm
reader
doing
and
like
we can see
hand
her
quotes, right?
PFP. All right, all
So,
right.
okay,
Question
where do
5,
you
guys.
see the
Let's
future
talking
of
about
3D
technology.
mapping
And
heading?
you know, when
Like
we always talk about
especially with technologies
we always
like
bring
over
up like the
reality's
future
deeping.
of,
Well,
and I'm doing like
and
hand
particularly,
quotes,
what
right?
potential do you
So,
see
okay,
for
where
broader
do you see the
applications of
future
this
of 3D
technology
mapping
beyond just
heading?
mapping?
Like especially with
Okay,
technologies
that's
like
a
over
question for me.
reality's deeping.
Just so you know, it's
And
works
particularly,
great.
what
Strawberry
potential
Cake
do you
has
see
a
for
microphone
broader
working.
applications of this technology
So I
beyond
don't know
just
if you
mapping?
read Yuval Noah
Okay,
Harari.
that's a question for me. Just so you know, it all works great. Strawberry
3
Cake
books,
has a
and
working.
I'm a big fan. It's about the future of jobs, the
read
fact that a lot of jobs
Yuval
gonna
Noah
disappear,
Harari.
becoming irrelevant, but a lot of works
He
are gonna
wrote
appear, right?
3 books.
So
And
what's happening right now is
I'm
that
a big fan. It's
everyone
about the
is
future
making
of jobs,
content
the fact that
online
a lot of jobs
and
gonna
on
disappear,
Instagram, on
they're
Facebook,
becoming
and I
irrelevant,
consider
but a
it
lot of
very,
works
very fake
are gonna
because
appear,
everyone
right?
wants to
So
post the best
what's happening
possible
right now
angle,
is that
create
everyone
envy. I
is
understand,
making
right? I mean, the
content
goal is to
online
generate attention.
and on
But
Instagram, on Facebook, and I
what
consider it
Strawberry
very,
Cake and
very
I
fake
do, this
because
mapping
everyone
job,
wants to
it's
post the
actually
best possible angle,
showing
create
reality.
envy. I
Of
understand,
course,
right?
there's
I mean,
virtual
the goal
experience,
is
but
to
there's no
generate
lying
attention.
about it. You know,
But
it's not real, it's
what
virtual.
Strawberry Cake
Right?
and I do,
So
this mapping,
by
it's
mapping a
actually
place, we act a little bit
showing
as
reality.
oracles.
Of
So a
course,
little
there
bit
is
like
virtual
Chainlink. I
experience,
don't know
but
if
there's
you know
no
the
lying
crypto.
about it. You
It's
know,
it's what it does for
real, it's
crypto
virtual,
prices,
right?
right?
So
It shows the reality
by
of what's happening in
mapping
a
a place,
decentralized
we
way.
act a little
So
bit as oracles.
we
So a
are
little bit
not
like
choosing
Chainlink.
the
I don't know if you
angle.
know
We
crypto.
are not
It's
retouching the
what
pictures
it does
to
for crypto
be more
prices,
pleasing
right?
to the eye.
It
It's
shows
just maybe the camera
reality
path,
of
but
what's happening in a decentralized
a
way.
person can
So
get into the place
we
and see
are
what
not
it looks
choosing
like.
the
Right? We don't
angle.
have
We
to
are
control
we are
over
not
the results.
retouching
So
the
it's
pictures
raw.
so it would be more
It's
pleasing to
raw
the eye. It's just maybe the
information
camera
that we're
path,
giving,
but
and we can be
the person can
adapted
get
to
into the
any
place and see
other
what it looks like, right? We don't
to
have
any
to
other
control
thing.
over the results. So it's
It's
raw.
actually accurate
It's raw
human
information
input.
that's
Something
given, and we can
we go in
be
places and
adapted
tell
to
what's happening
any
there or what
other
has happened there. So
to
when
any
we're
other
doing a
thing.
map, we're showing
It's
actual
actually accurate
reality. So imagine like
something
an
we go
average
in
job
places
being as
and
following.
tell what's
It requires a protocol, a decentralized protocol requires you to be at a certain place at a certain time and to mint accurate information on the blockchain to feed a secure database like an AI or however you want to call it, right? And in order to make a decision or any other application, no biased opinion, no specific narrative, just raw input. And it can be applied in so many fields. So in this way, you can fight disinformation. You're fighting propaganda. You're actually showing the reality, right? So, for example, imagine you becoming a very successful digital nomad. You have a fully operational motorhome, an RV. You have solar panel. You have a Starlink. You stay connected to the internet, and you just move from a place to another to mint data for the blockchain. And you just go where the demand is. That's the new jobs, right? It's not Big Brother watching you. It's a fully decentralized system governed by the citizens, giving raw data. And this way it makes a better world, I think. That's the new jobs that are gonna appear.
Wow. I'm so glad this is recorded. I know that Davide and Diego, the co-founders of Over the Reality, they're gonna love what you just said. Like I'm going to, of course, I'm going to share this recording. I'm going to take a little snippet of what you said, Brover, and that
I
others.
would be really glad.
Because you have that understanding of the now and of the future, and yet you said it so articulate. You articulated it so well. I really, really love that. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, now we're going to get into like specific questions. I actually created 2 questions for Brover and 2 questions for Strawberry. And my little podcast assistant here is barking. Stop. Okay, Brover, I want to know from a technical standpoint, okay, what tools or techniques have you found most effective in creating accurate and high quality like 3D maps? Like, could you share a memorable mapping experience where your technical skills like played a crucial role?
Of course, yeah. So I had a bad phone. I mean, at the time it was just doing the job, right? And if you are in big heat, for example, your phone overheats pretty fast. So your grid is going away, your pyramid is moving, and it doesn't take a lot of pictures. So your smartphone is by far the most important tool for work, right? So you can finally be something very useful. So in this situation, it's not just a very addictive device that sucks up your attention, right? So investing in a good smartphone is very, very, very important. So that's why I bought the Samsung S24 Ultra. Okay, so next to that, traveling in different places, I mean, being in public places with such an expensive device, we have to take care of it, right? So, of course, it's essential to have a good phone case. But what I found that was the most useful accessory, and it's really not expensive, it's a necklace. A necklace that you is attached to your case, because in this situation you don't have to always put your phone back in your pocket. I mean, close it back in your pocket. You just look at your screen and you let it handle. You let it at your necklace, and you go to the next spot. So you're saving a lot of time, and at the same time, you have an expensive phone in a public place. You don't want to, especially if you're a girl. I mean, like Strawberry Cake, I don't want her to get her phone stolen. And in Paris, I was so scared because I mean, it's dangerous, right? The pickpockets and all sorts of situations where it can be very dangerous, right? So and of course, when you're mapping, you're looking at your screen, you might lose balance if there is a step you didn't see. And also having a necklace and your phone attached to it is very, very important, right? Next to that, I wanted to say, railing technique. Yeah. So I might actually make a tutorial about it, because there is an ideal distance with the pyramid in phase 1. There's an ideal distance with your pyramid where if you are in this sweet spot, when you finish your pyramid, you have 7 filled hexagons. 6 around and 1 in the middle. And so if you have a very good phone, you already have like between 100 and 150 pictures, give or take, right? So at this point, you're almost done. You just have to run around in circles. If you want, you can make more hexagons. You want it to be bigger. If you want to be very, if you want to care a lot about your map. So yes, that's it. Adapting the camera pass. I mean, I did 1,000 maps before understanding that you had to change the camera pass. Sometimes you end up in a place that you have to map, and it's just a little alley, right? You have 3 square meters for you. It's essential that you change the camera path. So you make it very small, so it doesn't go into the walls, so it would look really great in the video.
Please make a video like those little measurements that you actually said. I think that's crucial. I think that's so important for, number one, good quality maps, a good quality map, and just like a good quality map. Please make a video. It's Tuesday already. Hurry up. I mean, I'm kidding. But you know what I love about this day and age? And I know everyone can agree here. Do I have to do, did anybody? Oh, James. Hi, James Jones. Thank you for joining. Hi, Ilgi.e. So glad to have you. Our Hexa, I see you. I'm going to bring you up just as soon as I finish these questions here. I love that anyone here is able to, from their own point of view, create tutorials or videos showing what they're doing. And it's fine. Like, I know Elias has been doing video tutorials, and that's great. He speaks different languages, and so I'm pretty sure you, Brover and Strawberry, does as well. But I always tell people, and Kangilla, oh my gosh, so Kangilla has been doing for 2 years now. He's been doing videos on Mainnet Z and the Xenu community. If you don't know, please follow Kangilla and find out. But he's been doing tutorial videos, and I think it's fantastic. So the more videos or tutorials are out there of anything, I think it's just helpful for anyone and everyone, because I know if I want to learn something, I'll look at maybe 5 YouTube videos of the same topic and listen to what everybody else has to say. And then I get a really better understanding. So I love that. I'm really looking forward to you, Brover, doing tutorial videos. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking you and Strawberry can, this is a thing. You guys definitely can take this online as you travel. I'm pretty sure you guys have planned that out already. And if you don't want to be doxxed, there's so many videos out there, you don't have to show yourself. I'm just saying, I think you guys have been already talking about that. Okay, Brover, I have a second question for you. In terms of personal growth, okay, how has this mapping journey impacted you personally? Has it changed the way you perceive or interact with your surroundings?
Yes, of course, of course. I mean, we traveled for 2.5 years. I mean, we were away from Europe, and you know, it costs money to travel. So after our travel and before discovering over the reality, we were always reluctant to travel because it was hurting our finances. And after traveling through Asia, through New Zealand, Australia, I mean, it's not really. We didn't consider it was worth it. So, but after the reality, I mean, every time we want to go somewhere, we just check the maps, even if it's just Cloverfields. We just do it, and it pays for the expenses. And every time we're moving to a great place, I'm like, oh yeah, this would be a really great map. People would be interested in owning that map as an NFT, you know, and create great experiences. It has a value. So yeah, every time we go somewhere, we see the value of it, and we check what would be the worth of going there, so it wouldn't hurt our finances. Well, I mean, it's really great. It's really great to be able to go somewhere for free, or even make a little bit of money after traveling.
Oh my goodness. Like, you know, I've always said this excuse. I don't want to map. What's the purpose of me mapping when there's not a lot of maps? There's only like 17 maps to map in my city. And that's because I own all those overlands. And yes, there's Cloverleaf, but to me, it's like a waste of time. But I know Elias has been encouraging me. So is our Hexa. And also listening to you, Brover, and Strawberry. Like, I don't know, I'm just getting more motivated. It doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but at least I feel like this energy of motivation. So let's see where it goes. But I'm really glad for you sharing that. Thank you so much. Now, Strawberry, I have 2 questions for you. Okay.
Present.
I know, I'm really excited that you're here.
Finally.
Do you know how excited I am that there's a female power mapper? There is a female power mapper in the house, and I love it. Okay. Now, Strawberry, I sense you are a creative at heart. I really feel that you're a creative at heart.
Do you think so? I don't think so.
I think so.
Wait, before your question, I just want to say you're welcome, Brover, for the necklace. It was my idea.
You know what? That's good. You owned it. Own that, Strawberry. Own that solution. I love it.
I am the organizer. He comes up with the spots, but I'm the one who's like, okay, let's make a list. What to do, what to get, put the chargers, put the stuff.
No, you know, I love it. Brover, we love you. I'm cheering on Strawberry because oftentimes, and I know there's men out there, maybe Hexadize will laugh. I don't know. Maybe it's not the case with him in his home. But oftentimes women, you know how they say behind every successful man is the woman actually saying what to do and to be cautious of what. I'm just saying, this is just in general, folks, but oftentimes women do kind of like, you know, like say little something in the ear of the man, and then the man will go, oh yeah, and then all of a sudden takes it and run and is a billionaire. And I'm just kidding. This is like a really weird analogy. No, I'm kidding, Brover. But you never like.
I'm just nodding and he's giving me the side eye.
Oh, is he? No, because it's true. There's so many times as a female, I'll say something to like a male friend or something, and because I'm not so outgoing, or I don't know, it's what it is what it is. I'll just say something and not do anything about it, and then a guy will take it, and then he'll take it anyway. I don't even know why I said that. Okay, Strawberry. Yes, I know you're a creative. I want to ask you this. How do you incorporate creativity into your mapping process? Like, can you provide an example where your creative input significantly influenced a mapping project?
I don't think I have a lot of influence on when making the maps, because sometimes the hexagons are not in a beautiful spot. For example, they might be the video that Brover shared, right? He had the water fountain. That's so easy and that's so beautiful to do, because you place your pyramid where the water fountain is, and you just go around it, and it's an exquisite video. But sometimes your main things are either to the side or behind you, and you can't really change, you know? So you just focus on giving quality. I would give a tip for the hot phone. that he mentioned, take an umbrella. It also helps with the glare on the screen, which helps with seeing when your hexagons are turning color. For example, my phone, even though it's a good phone, but the screen is super shiny and I can't see anything if outside is very sunny.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? The fact that that is kind of creative. The fact that you suggested, you know what, let's wear a necklace, like a lanyard or something to connect the phone, and to use an umbrella. Number one, to reduce the glare, and number one, to also like help decrease the heat of the phone. That is actually a good, oh yeah, there you go. Female. No, no. I mean, that's actually really, really good. Interesting. Those are tips, guys. Those are real. Okay, I gotta ask you, how do you hold the umbrella? I guess you can hold the umbrella and the phone, right? One hand the umbrella, one hand the phone.
This is where being a female with multitasking comes in. You hold your phone, you hold your dog, you hold the umbrella.
Okay, I want to talk about the dog. Let's talk about the dog after this question. Just hold on a second. I have a second question for you, but I do want to speak about this dog that's traveling with you, okay? So the second question for you, Strawberry, I really need to ask from a woman's perspective. How do you balance the different roles and responsibilities with your partnership? Like, are there specific strengths you bring to the table, which I can already see, that complement your partner's skills?
Well, like I said, and I don't want to repeat myself, I'm the one making the list because he's very impulsive. He's constantly checking the app to see the best spots with the most gains. And if it were up to him, next day we would be in Rome, for example. But I'm like, yeah, but first we have to do this, first we have to do that. Everything has to be set. I'm also a little bit OCD, so I feel more comfortable if everything is organized before I start doing a new task. So knowing that I wake up in the morning in the hotel room before anyone else wakes up, I make the food, I prep the bags, we have the phones charged, and we are good to go. I think that's my role, and I'm okay with that.
Wow. Okay. So you guys, for those of you listening and those of you listening in the future, and I hope you guys are, you can hear everything Metaverse Radio, and I'm also live streaming this. My takeaway from just these personal questions, or especially the questions about partnership and the dynamics, that the takeaway here is you don't need two people, but because they're different, they have different aspects in terms of skills and how they perceive how things should be done. They really make a perfect 3D mapping partner and partners for life. I love that. I love that Brover has this one aspect to him, the way he sees the world, his perspective, his point of view, in all his little nuances of his personality. And you really balance that out. You both balance that out. I'm so happy to have met both of you online. I really hope we get to meet, and I know we will eventually in RL, but I just love that I had this opportunity to speak to both of you and was able to share your both experiences with the listeners out there who are mappers. I'm so before we get to the Q&A, and I'm going to actually bring up our Hexa next. I want to make sure you guys, I know that when you're a mapper, you also have your own referral reward code. Please, can each of you post it on the Nest? I know, Brover, if you don't, all you have to do is go to the post on your Twitter feed. And then at the very bottom of your post to the right, there's that share. If you click the share arrow, at the very top, you'll see like the microphone icon, and that you'll see the space. And you just click on that and you'd share it. What I did pin up on the Nest, or the Jumbotron, however you want to call it, it was Brover's, I think he recently did, I believe it was yesterday or 22 hours ago, he posted a 3D map of a fountain. It's beautiful. I mean, it almost looks like it's just a real video, but it's a 3D map, guys, Gaussian splatting. So basically, Over the Realities app with AI, took lots and lots and lots and lots of photos as he was moving around the fountain. And this is all capturing like geolocation data and data, soon to be minted as an NFT. Okay. Then if you scroll more, you'll see, or back, you'll see Strawberry Cake's post. And she did like, I don't know, is she running? I don't know. So this gives me like the heebie-jeebies because I used to do track and field and I just see a track. All of a sudden, I don't know, it's like 100 meters, 200-meter run. And I see this cute little furry animal. And I want to talk more about that as well. So please, guys, try to post your referral codes, or please follow Brover and Strawberry if you have any questions at all about mapping, and they'll be happy to help. And of course, we're looking forward to Brover's tutorial and or Strawberry's tutorial. I also want to mention, Over the Reality posted 5 days ago, a post about the difference between GPS versus VPS. GPS global positioning system that Google uses, and Niantic and a lot of Web 2 companies or platforms use GPS, but Over uses the VPS, visual positioning system. I don't need to explain it. It's just right there. So when you are building, the purpose for 3D mapping, and especially using VPS and Over's platform, is if you were to upload a 3D asset meaning if you create it in a 3D modeling software like Blender, Maya, we use Unity 3D, or even Sketchfab, you can take some stuff that if you need to place a 3D asset over the physical world, look at that, look at King Kong. If you were going to use GPS, that's what your AR experience would be like. It would be like, I don't know what King Kong's doing. Like he's like off to the left of the Eiffel Tower. But when you use Over's platform, you definitely can actually position King Kong right where the Eiffel Tower, the physical Eiffel Tower can be, and your AR experience is that just much greater. Okay, whew. Now I'm glad if you I don't see your codes, guys, but don't worry, I'll post it later. Do you guys have anything? No, let's do this. Let's open up for discussion. I'm going to bring up our Hexa. Our Hexa, thank you so much. Hang on, I know when you're connecting, you can't hear. Our Hexa, thank you so much for being patient. It's so good to have you here. Come on, you've got the mic.
Thank you, Digi. Really nice to be here. Lovely to see some new faces as well as some familiar ones. And really lovely to hear both of you talking for a change, which is great. And I've just got a comment on your language. Your English is brilliant. Both of you speak amazing English. So you probably don't get told enough that, but it's really a joy to hear other people speaking English in such an articulate and brilliant way. So well done there. But I've got a quick question. I've just got a quick point actually to you, Digi, about the clover leaves, because you're right. You know, there is an element that you think, oh, is it really worth my time and effort and energy and everything else? But it's also worth taking into account that, you know, the more apps that you are submitting to the application, the greater chance you've got of winning this big pot. So for anyone that doesn't know, there's when the community reaches 500,000 maps, which sounds a lot. But at this rate, I don't think it's going to take us that long to get to those types of numbers. There is going to be a bounty pot shared amongst a certain amount of people, which is quite considerable. I think it's 250,000 over, or OVR, should I say. So that is definitely not worth ignoring. And obviously, all those clover leaves, they all add up. So don't don't dismay if there's not a price tag attached to it. And obviously there is also the chance as well of getting some extra additional rewards as well if you do map those and they come through and they serve you well. But just a quick question, it will probably go to Strawberry, as she is the most methodical and organized out of the two, obviously, as we found out. But either one of you.
Thank you, I own up to it.
I just wanted to ask a quick question about, you know, as you obviously get better and you sharpen up your act and you kind of both work out what works for you guys and what doesn't work for you guys, just as Elias has done the same. And I'm also starting to think a lot more about efficiencies, really, more so than anything else. I'm just really interested to find out how you can scale that, or what are your thoughts around how you could potentially scale the opportunity of mapping, whether or not that's with you know, your own ecosystem or friends or family, or whether or not you could scale it into a business, you know, using the referrals and everything else. So I just wanted to find out if you've got any thoughts. I've got some thoughts, and they're not for today because I know we're obviously short on time, but I think it's just something that I'd like to find out from you guys firsthand, really, to find out whether or not you've had those discussions, because with two of you doing the job, it's one thing. With 200 of you doing the same job, obviously that scalability is really really interesting, not just from a business perspective, but there's the whole piece then about how you educate people, how you onboard people, how you take them along the journey with you, really. So that was my question. So yeah, hopefully either one of you can answer that one, and I'll look forward to their answer.
That's a very good question, and thank you for that. Well, me, I'm not a big sharer. I'm kind of introvert, so I don't have a huge group of friends. I did share it with my best friend and her husband, who are currently mapping, and they are both using my referral code. So, you know, it's bringing in something. I guess they will also share with their friends and so on and so forth. But Brover is the one who likes to spread the word like a messiah.
Oh my God, Strawberry, you're hilarious. Or Hexa, are you laughing?
I am laughing, although she's just giving the cue to talk, and he's not talking. So he's not much of a messiah, is he? He's not going to get many disciples.
He's thinking about a proper phrase.
All right, okay. Fair enough.
No, I was thinking about it. What I would like to have is like a dedicated referral code. I see that Adaeus and you have like your own that is always staying the same and always have to generate a new one. I would love to get a dedicated one to be able to always put the same on my videos, because I speak French. French is my main language. And I would like to spread the word in France, because I checked the map of France in India. There is nobody mapping. I mean, there's a big 1,000 in Paris, and that's us, and that's all. So yeah, I would like to make it in French, of course in English too. But yeah, it would be a good idea.
Yeah, I think the multilingual thing is linguistics is obviously a massive added value. You know, we've not even touched the surface of going beyond Europe, and obviously we're now starting to go into Europe a lot, into the US a little bit more, thanks to the hard work of Elias and the different mobs he's recruiting on that side of the water. But when you actually think about other territories, you know, you think about the Far East, and you think of the volumes that could be done on this technology, it's insane. But your referral code thing is, I mean, I asked the guys last week, and I'm sure they've got something rolling out. I know it's very difficult for them, because Italy being Italy in August is challenging, shall we say. I've known that for many decades with my work in the fashion industry, and yeah, it's difficult to get communication going, but the guys turned it on very quickly for me. I've now literally this week have got my own referral code, which will make a massive difference, I must say, because it's you know, it is a question of having to explain again what you do, and to do that piece by piece by going in and just generating another code, that is challenging, that's for sure. Just one other thing as well, just very quickly while I remember, can I ask, have you got any understanding of, I mean, obviously I know you've got an understanding of the crypto space and Web3 and decentralization and deepin and all those wonderful terms of phrase that we use in today's language, and you know, we are speaking in a vacuum indefinitely to the people that also know about those kind of those things. But have you got any understanding, or have you got any thoughts around how you would like to use other elements of OVR? You know, do you understand augmented reality or digital assets, or maybe connecting brands or retailers to audiences using POAPs or anything like that? Is that something else that you're looking to kind of develop, or are you just quite happy doing the mapping side of things?
So what I was thinking about, I had a lot of thoughts about it. So the main problem with people not getting in, it's not about the phone, it's not about the mapping per se. I would say it's about getting into a personal wallet, a personal crypto wallet. And I'm going to share it with you because, yeah, I think it's important, and I'm not going to safekeep it. So we are now witnessing the rise of Web3, SocialFi, and for example, we have Lens Protocol, Farcaster, which are decentralized social media systems where everyone has at some point used a MetaMask wallet or an equivalent like Rabby wallet or something. And everyone knows how a wallet works. So the main problem goes away if you share the word on Lens or Farcaster, because everyone knows how a wallet works. And I mean, who doesn't love to make some extra crypto while paying in crypto, right? So that was the main idea. Let's be honest, they have an equivalent of YouTube, an equivalent of Instagram, an equivalent of X, an equivalent of all the centralized apps, and there's no posts. There's nothing. It's just open ocean where you can just post there, and everyone knows to use a wallet. So I would say let's spread the word there.
Wow.
Yeah, can I just add to that? Sorry, Carmen. I agree with you entirely. You know, there are some amazing companies, you know, whether it's Third Web or Magic Link or, you know, there are plenty of platforms out there in the world. Uncut is an generative art platform that I've been associated with for the last year or so. And they just take down those barriers. And I think that's it. You know, this interoperability is quite difficult to get your head around. And actually, there is the technology now there to make things less cumbersome for people to onboard, you know, because it is a difficult landscape if you don't understand it. I'm 57, and for me, I've had to learn the hard way by just talking to people and educating myself. And part of our job as custodians of this new way of doing things in the future, and to your point earlier about new jobs, and I think the statistic is by 2030, 30% of the jobs that we'll have in 2030 have not been created yet. So there's a huge drive towards onboarding people in a way which is a lot more just less jargon, right? Jargon free, much easier for people to kind of wrap their heads around things, because there are huge opportunities. So I absolutely validate that point there. And yeah, as I say, we could talk and talk and talk and talk, but I'm going to let somebody else talk. And sorry for interrupting you there, Digi. I apologize.
No, Arhexa, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. No, you don't. You're not interrupting at all. Actually, you bring up very, very good points. I love that initial question where you asked Strawberry, and yeah, Brover. Of course, you really outlined really important things that people normally would not have thought about. So I'm really glad you shared that aspect. Thank you so much. And again, I'm so glad this is recorded. Elias, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. I know you're happy that Brover and Strawberry are here. How are you, my friend?
Very, very good. You know, here preparing everything for today, because today I have the second OVR space in Spanish, and then after we have the Sino space in Spanish. So yes, we are spreading the voice already in Spanish. And well, now since I'm here, so I can nest a few things that I wanted to talk about. Yes, it's sad that we don't have yet every single one with the single referral code. That is something that I will push forward for get it sooner. It's not easy. It took me a long time to get it. So yes, it's hard, but it's something that we will get for everyone. But what I did this week is the video for making the new account for the new people. So I'm nesting it. If any single one have 2.5 minutes, it's not that much. And like and comment the video is very, very helpful for a lot of people. So it shows how to set up the OVR account and how to download the app and set up it in the phones too. So how to make the KYC and all that thing very short in 2.5 minutes. So Yes. So then next video will be about mapping. And after the video about mapping will be the video about the tricks about mapping. That I will claim my trick, that is all maps to scale to 0. You know, like if you don't put the scale to 0, yes, it's probably you will not get a very good map. So the most is to scale the map to 0. So after that, you get a very, very good POV, and then obviously if you have a good spot like Robert got, for example, a Fontaine. I got yesterday a very good map, a gorgeous place here, and I will nest that also here. Give me a second. It's a sculpture of two persons giving a kiss. So that is very, very lovely. So I got lucky because the sculpture is there on the map. So that's another thing. Like there is, I think it's not in the center of the map, but then after mapping, you can scale and reorientate the cameras around the place or the sculpture in this case that you want to focus. So it's very lovely that you can actually get more creative, and we got a way for edit every single camera. So if you really go deeply to make a lot of pictures, like 1,000 pictures, yes, you can make good things.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Aleas, and thank you so much also for, being a really good like sending out your tutorials and helping people, especially onboarding the Xenu community. It's really amazing what you're doing, and just keep on doing what you're doing. And I'm so glad that you came up to speak. And I know Tuesday is a very busy day for you because you have the over the reality space, and then you have the Xenu community space in Spanish. Like both, like that's amazing. Of course, I'm gonna join so that I can just get my Spanish, the speech center of my brain to be all there. I just want to say something, Brover and Strawberry. I really want to be respectful of your time, but please don't go yet. Just stay a little bit for maybe like 5-10 minutes. I want to actually bring up Hexadized and Stilo. I want them to give the opportunity update on what they're doing, because this is Tech Talk Tuesday, and I want to do a shout out also to Altered Alley. And for those of you that have stayed, Ex Bohiti and Rika the Ruler, and I'm pretty sure, I hope people are listening anonymously. I really appreciate you joining. Hexadized, my bro.
What's happening? Good job. Like, man, the Brover and Strawberry are going to town. Like, I'm jealous. I'm very jealous.
I'm jealous.
I mean, it's like that dream job thing going on over there.
I know. Let's both be jealous.
That's going.
Let's both be jealous together, Hex. I'm so glad we could be partners in jelly. Let's be jelly partners.
Jelly partners.
Like we say, peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. 100%. Hex, please share. What the heck have you been up to? You've been so busy. Sorry, I haven't gone to your Saturday spaces, and you have a space on Wednesday. What has been going on with you? Like the 3 top most important things that you're doing right now, has project-wise.
3 top things that are happening right now. There's the art walk coming up November through December. So there's going to be augmented reality experiences. That's one of the things that I've been doing, is I've actually been going and scanning. So all the spots that I've actually been mapping are spots that we're looking to use, hopefully throughout the DFW area, to decorate. So I don't actually own those spots. Let's just be very clear. This will be like, it'll involve like a whole lot more than just me. So part of the goals are to raise the funds so we can actually kickstart some of like the renting and then people building and the actual ecosystems of the things versus just like, the other things. And so those are the top 3 things that I'm focused on, is the November through December holiday experiences. That it's going to be focused here, but realistically, it could travel and be global anywhere because, well, let's get real, no one owns any of this, right? So we get to play and build together. So that's the 3 little things that I would say I'm doing there. Those are the things right there.
Yeah, I love you. I miss you, man. So listen, you've been posting consistent articles on Medium of a very research professional base, and I'm loving it. So please, guys, please follow Hexadize. And you're gonna have to scroll all the way down because the guy posts a lot and he retweets and he shares a lot. But you're gonna find some posts on Medium, like he's explaining about AR and the spatial web. Hex, I love that direction you're going. I mean, you've played around with augmented reality, AR, VR, and you've been pinnacle in getting the what is it, music multiverse music fest going, and I know Stilo has been part of that. You've also been part of Metaverse Fashion Week, Decentraland, long before anybody else ever started. You're really a great connector with people, and I love that out of all your experiences and your connections, you're kind of like corporate. I'm going to say this, corporation. No, I don't want to say that word, but you know what I'm talking about. You're kind of like really honing down and condensing it into a real a business B2B aspect. And I'm really loving that. You've always been about B2B and B2C. And I love that you're providing documentation for people in Web 2 to really look at it, read it, understand it, and then reach out to you and your network. Like I'm loving that. I know our Hexa loves that. I think our Hex has also been working on a couple of documents, if I'm not too sure, but I know it's definitely in the works. If he has not already, I'm sure he has, from working with designer brands in the day. He probably can just like turn around and switch it over to the Web3 aspect. I'm just saying. Brover Strawberry, don't leave. I'm going to get back to you guys. Hex, thank you so much for joining. I want to bring up Stilo. Now, if you don't know, I've actually known about Stilo for about a year. I've seen his tweets because of Hexadice sharing it. I've also come across people from the spatial community. And Stilo is very big in the spatial community, in addition to other metaverses. So the thing I love about Stilo is he is a DJ in RL. And yet he's also managed to carve a path for himself as a content creator in Web3, in AR, VR. And the thing I love about Stilo is I love music. I love DJing. I've always wanted
yeah, it's a blast. I've been doing music for a really long time, Web 2, and I just kind of focused on the music the whole time. And 35, 40 albums later, I was like, wow, like this is cool, but no one's listening. So I was forced to find other mediums, and I found Web3, and it just completely changed my life. I'm super stoked because I created a lot of original music, all those original sounds and beats and all those hours and times in the studio and all the investment of of my life. I really gave it all, my all. So it's a great pleasure to just be finally able to explore and share and be in places that don't really have algorithms. It's really nice to have X because of the audience, like the engagement, and obviously now the community. Everybody's in love with Web3 here, so it's just a blast. It's an honor, and yeah, tune in every Wednesday. We do Super Wednesday. Hex does a space at 8 a.m. I do a space at 9 a.m. Then we do an after party in Spatial at 7 a.m. There's also a attorney. His name is Mitch Jackson. He does these amazing speeches on like laws, royalties, copyrights in AI and the blockchain. So he's like one of the best there is to do it. If you haven't heard of him, definitely check him out. He's an amazing speaker. And so Wednesdays are full of fun in Spatial, and I know Hexadize is like running around everywhere and doing everything and taking like documenting it. So really appreciative of everyone here. Thanks.
Spatial.
Thank you, Steelo. Thanks for coming back up and sharing that and what you're doing. Guys, it's been an hour and 24 minutes. And I'm really loving it. I do want to do a shout out to Altered Alley. I saw you, Altered, and I I don't know, my mind went somewhere and I wanted to
guys,
say hi to you. The Derbied one. Hello, my friend. He is my partner in Web3 and like especially Filipinos in the metaverse. Please follow the Derbied one. He's really embarked on an incredible journey with artificial intelligence AI. He's been deep into it for 2 years, and I love where it's going. He actually has a podcast every Thursday. You have to follow him because we're all in different time zones. So him and his partner Anna, they're actually pretty. They're like Brover and Strawberry. So Brover and Strawberry, like they are partners / couples, pioneers in Web3 technology. The Derbied one and Anna Pan are like partners in forging AI and seeing where it's going. And they've got some really great positive takes on AI. So there's always a positive and negative to everything. And we know that we all know the narrative of the negativity surrounding AI, and we often don't hear a lot of the positive aspects. And it's not just what you would think. They really deep dive and delve into that. And I would love to bring him up, but time is I really need to like be closing the space soon. But I really please follow the Derby one. I want to do a shout out to Joe Soyo Crypto. He's also at Hollywoodland. Please follow him. He's also been a content creator over the reality, as is with Hexadize and Altered Alley. He's incredible. Altered Alley and he dropped off, but maybe he's going to come back as Hollywoodland. I do have to say, Joe Soyo Crypto, there is you all guys know the Bored Apes, right? So one of our community members, Grateful Magnet, shout out to Grateful, he's not here right now, but he's one of the owners of the BAYC, Bored Ape Yacht Club. So I think a few months ago, the Bored Ape launched like 3D, like the 3D files for your Bored Ape. So what Soyo did was he took Grateful Magnet gave him the 3D file, and what he did during NFC Summit, I believe it was sometime in March in Lisbon. It's an annual conference. They took Soyo Crypto took the 3D file and he put it on 3 beaches in Lisbon where there were after parties or after events for NFC Lisbon, and it was fantastic. And he did this over the Realities AR platform, and I just had to mention that because I thought like that was amazing. And I do want to say, so thank you so much for Soyo for showing what can be done on AR. I know Hexadize and Altered Alley has created a lot of things showing what can be done in AR. I just want to also mention what Soyo has been doing. I also want to say that the Derbied one's Twitter X space every Thursdays. It's actually called Philosophy in AI. Guys, imagine philosophy in AI. That's got to be an interesting topic. 100%. Okay,
Twitter space,
Strawberry,
Twitter X
Brover,
space
thank
every
you for
Thursdays.
staying.
It's actually called Philosophy and AI.
Do you have any?
Guys, imagine
I'm gonna end the
philosophy and
space, and I
AI.
know it's kind of
That's
late there,
gotta
and
be
you
an
guys
interesting
need. I bet
topic.
you Strawberry's cooking dinner
100%.
right now.
Okay,
But do
Strawberry,
you have any
Brover,
last
thank you for
words to
staying.
say before we end the
Do you have
space,
any?
Brover?
I'm gonna end the space.
And then I'll go to
I know
Strawberry.
it's kind of late there, and you guys need. I bet you
I
Strawberry's
don't know.
cooking dinner right now.
I'm just really
But
glad
do you have any
that
last words to say
this thing with
before
the
we end the
oracles
space,
touched you.
Brover?
Because
go to
yeah, I was
Strawberry.
thinking a lot about it, about all these,
I don't
these
know.
jobs.
I'm just really glad
doing
that
a lot of
this
philosophy
thing with the oracle
personally
touched you,
by reading books
because, yeah, I was thinking a lot
about
about it, about all
the
this
future.
stuff. I'm doing
That's coming
a lot
for
of
us. All these new
philosophy
jobs that are coming,
personally by
all the
reading
jobs that are going to
books
disappear.
about.
So yeah, I'm
about,
glad that I'm not alone
the future,
thinking about it.
That's coming for us. All these
No, thank you for that. Like it's
all the jobs that are going to
I wish I could talk to you more,
I'm
and I'm
glad
sure
that
there'll
I'm
be
not
opportunity.
alone thinking
I love
it.
your take on technology. I love your take
thank you for
on
that.
the
Like,
uses of, and we were just talking about
I wish I could talk
GPIN
to you
and
more, and I'm
Over's
sure there'll be
map2earn.
opportunity.
I can't imagine
I love
what you would
take
be sharing
on
and your thoughts on like
technology.
other
I love your
technologies
take
and with
on the uses
philosophy.
of.
So you probably
And
need
we
to
were just talking
connect
about
with the derbied
GPIN and
one
Over's map2earn. I can't
on the
imagine
philosophy aspect. I
what
really
you
appreciate
would
you
be sharing and your
sharing that
thoughts
with
on
us,
like
and
other
for
technologies
sure
and with
there's going to be
philosophy.
more
So you
discussions
probably
on
need to
that. So do
connect
connect with the derbied
one
one in terms of the
on the
philosophy aspect of
I
technology.
really
Like
appreciate
I think you guys will have a
sharing
really
that with
great
us, and for sure
maybe a
there's going to
collab
be
or a
more
space, and
discussions on
maybe
that. So do
I don't
connect
know, there's
with
something
the
happening right
derbied
there.
one in terms of the
Strawberry, I'd
philosophy
love to hear
aspect of
from you. I
technology.
also want
Like,
you
I
to
think you
explain
guys
something
will have
about
a
this
really great
cute little
maybe a collab or a space, or
third
maybe
partner
I
mapper
don't know,
that
there's
you
something happening
have
right
been
there.
toting around
Strawberry, I'd
Europe.
love to hear from you. I also want you to
I
explain
just want
something about
to say thank you
cute
for
little
having us. And
cute
yes,
little
shout out to our little
third
pop-up that
partner
has been
mapper
very
that
quiet.
you have been
She slept throughout
toting
the
around
entire thing.
Europe.
And now I'm just throwing her toys.
I just want to say thank you for having us. And
we
yes, a
rescued.
shout out to our
And
little pop-up that has been very
adjusting
quiet.
quite well.
She
Sometimes
slept
she wants
throughout
to run
the
between the
entire
cars,
thing.
which is scary.
And now I'm just
But
throwing her
with
toys.
one eye on the
She's a
map
sweet
and one
little
eye on
girl
her,
that we rescued.
we get shit
And
done.
she's adjusting quite well.
Oh, that's
Sometimes she wants
amazing.
to
I
run
kind of
between the
like, if you
cars.
don't know, in the live stream, I'm sharing her. What is her name?
Lua, which means moon in Portuguese. And now she's looking at me because I said her name. But we call her Gremlin because of her teeth.
I know, if that isn't the cutest, she's a Chihuahua, right?
She's a Pekingese and Pinscher mix.
Oh, okay. You know, hey Hex, not only, come on Hex, we have like, there's like a furry friend who is traveling the world, helping to make money in crypto. So we have more to be jelly about. Let's be jelly partners, Hex. Can we be jelly partners? I know Hex is probably driving, or he's probably mapping or something. You guys, guess what? It's time to go. I just want to say thank you so much again for Brover and Strawberry for taking the time out just for being here. And Strawberry, you did very well. Come on. I know our ex had mentioned the English aspect, and I know that English is not your first language. I'm always amazed at people who speak different languages. I know I can learn too, but whatever. It is what it is. I can speak a little Spanish, but whatever. The fact that, like, with you guys, English is not your first language, and yet it is to me. I think that's amazing, and I don't even know why we need to speak about language anyway. But that is something, because I know sometimes when people speak in a language that is not their native language, there's always that level of like confidence and stuff like that, and especially with spaces or anything. But I love that you guys just came on, so hopefully this is the start of new things. I don't know, you guys should just have your own Twitter spaces and talk about whatevs, like partners in technology. I'm just saying. And Strawberry, I can't wait to see more videos and photos of you and Lua, and maybe Brover's feet mapping the world. I think that's great. I think there's something there. Definitely, to me, Lua is going to be like a mascot for overmapping. And I think that's fantastic. I know that would be, I know you kind of like mentioned that, and I think that's great, that direction you're going. So thank you. Of course, I want to say thank you to Elias and our Hexa. They're also one of the two of the other power mappers. We've got a lot of power mappers in this space, guys, and it's incredible. We've also got some really great connectors and networkers here, which is Hexadize and Altered Alley and Stilo. It's crazy. And then we've got like these people in talking about the forefront of technology in Web3 and AI, the Derbied one. I love that Rick the Ruler stayed on. I love that Expo Hiti stayed on to listen. He or she or they must have been really, really interested. SonyX.eth, thank you for joining. This is recorded. I do recommend if you just joined or are listening in the future, please listen to the recording. Yeah, guys, Stilo, our Hexa, Elias, Brover, Strawberry, Hexadize, Altered Alley, the Derby one, Rick the Ruler, Sony X and Expo Hiti, and those listening in the future and who joined earlier and had to drop off. Thank you so much. This is jumpstarting the Tech Talk Tuesday, which, by the way, Hexadize gave to me. This was originally Hexa's in January, and he passed it on because that's what Hexadize does. And yeah, so this Tuesday, today, Elias is doing like 2 Spanish spaces, one for Over the Reality, one for Zeno. Please follow him. And if you want to brush up on your Spanish, if you know Spanish, or even if you don't, just log into his spaces just for support. I know our Hexa is going to be there. And guys, please follow everybody here, whether they're a speaker or not. You never know where we're following is going to go and collabs. All right. So with that said, I'm going to play my AI made Tech Talk Tuesday song, which I should really change because it's kind of cringe to me, but I'm just going to play it anyway. For those listening in Metaverse Radio, thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great day. Oh, and I have to say this. Good gosh, I'm always forgetting. Shout out to Fred and the Metaverse Radio team for providing a platform for other people to share their stories and information. However, you must know that this program's content does not necessarily represent the views of Metaverse Radio and is for entertainment only. It is not legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. The hosts, guest speakers, artists, and other collaborators may have personal or financial interest in the subjects they discuss. Oh, yeah, we do. So, please critically assess the information presented. Not all content is appropriate for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. Guys, I really love you all. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to follow each other. And let's go. Here is the... Welcome to Tech Talk Tuesday, a place to learn and grow. Gather around, let's share our stories and watch our knowledge flow. We're building what breeze, a future that's bright and new. Come join the conversation, there's so much we can do. From blockchain to AI, the latest tech is here. All right, that's enough. That's really cringe for me. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your Tuesday. I know it's evening time. Bon appetit, guten appetit, and all that. Have a great meal. Brover, Strawberry, again, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to follow each other. Follow each other. Okay, bye. Ciao, ciao. All right. Oh, yes, I'm still on Metaverse Radio here. I always forget to change the mic. Guys, Metaverse Radio people out there, thank you so much for listening in. If you want more information on DPIN or Over the Reality, and especially if you want to ask questions for the speakers that you heard today, Bover and Strawberry, do follow me on Twitter X. It's so easy, at Digital Femme. Digital, one word, F-E-M-M-E, femme, which is woman in French. Digital Femme. Follow me, and you can DM me. My DMs are open. And if you need to connect to Brover or Strawberry, I believe I sent a link to the Twitter X space. Well, I know this is Metaverse Radio, but if you just follow me and you DM me, I'll connect with you to whatever you need to be connected to. So with that said, Everybody on Metaverse Radio, thank you so much for listening. And yeah, everybody have a great rest of your week. And I always have to remember to end the space. There you go. And the live stream is on, and they still have 3 viewers. I love it. And my goodness, I keep forgetting to read the chat. Seamoonets, Cnets Moon. Hi Digi, he says. Yay, hi Cnets Moon. Oh, isn't he going to have a space soon? I believe Cnets Moon's going to have a space today. He's part of the Xenu Mainnets community. He's been having daily spaces Monday to Friday, and they're very enjoyable. If you want to learn about the Mainnet Z and the Xenu community, please follow Cnets Moon. Exactly, at Cnets Moon. Alea said woohoo on YouTube. Alea's also said momentum time. Yep. Favor Junior. He goes, hello, what's up? Nice streaming. Keep it up. I will. I hope I do. And that's about it. So thank you for the 4 people or people that have joined in and logged into the live stream. Yeah, I'm not afraid to dox myself. This is my face. Here we go. It is what it is. Take it. Crazy me. But yeah, it's great to be doing this again, like this whole broadcasting on Metaverse Radio, doing a Twitter space, and this whole live streaming thing. I love all this like connecting and stuff like that. I do actually so if you don't know, Hexadized, he's actually, well, when I started live streaming again with when I came to know about Over the Reality, me, like everybody else, was super excited about the platform. And we all kind of like wanted to do something to share the fantastic platform. So what I did was I wanted to do live streams and videos. And I met Hexadized on Telegram when I just kind of like early on as a community member for Over the Reality. And we kind of like hit it off. The thing about Hexadized was we were in this Over the Reality group in Telegram. It was like a private group. And, like with Telegram, you just like message each other and talk about Over. And I remember thinking, my goodness, like, here's a great platform. There's people who love Over the Reality. Let's connect more. Let's just connect, not on Telegram. Let's connect more. So what I did was I said, hey guys, if I share a Zoom link, does anybody want to hop on and let's just talk about Over the Reality, introduce ourselves? So I opened up a Zoom room, and then I shared the link on the Over Telegram private group. And Hexadized was the first one to jump in. And I thought that was fantastic. He jumped in. I got to see one of his little boys. And I love that he was able to just share himself and be confident about it and not be like shy and, I don't want anybody to know about me. That's one of the things that I really liked about Hexadized. And from there, well, his name is Charles. Charles. So from there, we would always do live streams together. Like anytime Over did an update or if there was any type of community issues, we would always hop on a live stream and talk about it. And this was like in 2021 and then early 2022, a lot in 2021. And then we also did Tech Talk. Tech Tuesday. Yeah, we did Tech Tuesdays. Then we would do Tech Tuesdays and we talked about technology and stuff like that. And then, I kind of like stopped for a bit. So the reason why I'm saying this story is because we kind of want to bring that back up again, especially related to like Over the Reality and the technologies that are happening in the Web3 space. And yeah, we're going to be bringing that up again. We're just finding the right time and the right day, because right now, there's so many spaces going on and so many live streams going on that we want to be part of it as well. Like I know Hexadized has his weekly spaces on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and Dope Stilo also has these Super Wednesdays on Spatial that I don't want to miss. And I have missed a number of them, except last week I was able to join. I want to make sure I spend time for that. I want to make sure I want to also join like Cnets Moon spaces and Elias's spaces. And oh my God, there's just so much going on. So yeah, we're going to have to find a spot that works for us. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching the live stream. This is a behind the scenes. That's why you just normally see my talking head. And yeah, I couldn't connect to Facebook. I have to like reconnect. That's how long I have not been live streaming. I needed to reconnect to Facebook, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, if you're watching the live stream now and or in the future, thank you for joining in. For wherever you're watching this on whatever platform, don't forget to give it a like, a comment, or subscribe if you're on YouTube, or follow me on Twitch. I really appreciate the opportunity to like use these technologies and just do what I do. And guys, if you're listening, YouTube can do this too. You could live stream. You can just use your mobile phone. I don't know why everybody should have a YouTube channel. That's what I say. Everybody should have a YouTube channel and a Twitch. And I know there are people that say no, but they're literally, we are all human. We all have the same needs. And, we have so many stories to tell and interesting things. So if you guys have any hobbies, or you're really interested in a specific topic you want to talk about, yeah, I mean, you can be your own broadcaster, be your own announcer, be your own host of anything, because you can. Do you know what I mean? All right, I gotta go. I gotta check up on work. Okay, ciao, everyone. I'm gonna end the stream.